Let's remember the remarkable lives that left us between February 11th and 15th, 2024 in the United States. Paul D'Amato, he was born in October 1949 and he died in February 2024. His age was 74 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from progressive supranuclear palsy. An American actor best known for his memorable role as Tim Dr. Hook McCracken in the 1977 hockey film Slapshot. He also appeared in other notable films including The Deer Hunter and Heaven's Gate. He had a long career in film and television, often playing tough guy roles. Lenny Flaherty, he was born in July 1942 and he died in February 2024. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American actor known for his work in film, television, and theater. He was often cast in character roles, appearing in films like Men in Black 3, Signs, and Natural Born Killers. He was also a familiar face on television, with roles in series like Lonesome Dove. Bobby Wygant, she was born in November 1926 and she died in February 2024. Her age was 97 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. A pioneering American television journalist and entertainment reporter, she began her career at KXAS Television in Fort Worth, Texas in 1948, where she worked for over 70 years. She interviewed countless Hollywood legends, including Clark Gable, Marilyn Monroe, and Bob Hope. Tony Ganios, he was born in October 1959 and he died in February 2024. His age was 64 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. An American actor best known for his role as Anthony Meade Tuperello in the 1981 teen comedy Porky's and its sequels. He made his film debut as the heroic tough guy Perry in the 1979 cult classic The Wanderers. He also appeared in the film Die Hard 2. Anne Woodfield, she was born in August 1938 and she died in February 2024. Her age was 85 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was an unexpected accident. An American actress who had a long career in radio, television, and film. She's best remembered for playing Susan Weverly, the granddaughter of Dean Jagger's character in the 1954 holiday classic White Christmas. She was also a prolific voice actress on radio programs during her youth. Cagney Lynn Carter, she was born in March 1987 and she died in February 2024. Her age was 36 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. An American adult film actress who entered industry in the late 2000s. She became a prominent performer, winning several industry awards. She later transitioned to being a cam girl and an exotic dancer. Matt Sweeney, he was born in April 1948 and he died in February 2024. His age was 75 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was lung cancer. An American special effects artist who was nominated at the 68th Academy Awards in the category of Best Visual Effects along with Leslie Acker, Michael Canfer, and Robert Legato. They were nominated for their work on the film Apollo 13. Cynthia Strother, she was born in 1936 and she died in February 2024. Her age was 88 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American singer who was one half of the 1950s vocal duo The Bell Sisters with her sister Kay. They were best known for their 1952 hit song Bermuda, which they co-wrote. The duo appeared on television and in several films during their career. David Libert, he was born in January 1943 and he died in February 2024. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American music industry executive, manager, and former musician. In the 1960s, he was a member of the pop group The Happenings. Known for the hit See You in September, he later became a successful artist manager for acts like Alice Cooper and George Clinton. Ron Cameron, he was born in January 1945 and he died in February 2024. His age was 79 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A pioneering American radio host who helped popularize the sports talk radio format in the Detroit market. He worked in that business off and on for more than 50 years, while also pursuing secondary careers in television, print publishing, and ownership of radio stations, restaurants, and sports teams. Sam Mercer, he was born in January 1955 and he died in February 2024. His age was 69 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was Alzheimer's disease. An American film producer known for his long collaboration with director M. Night Shyamalan. He produced many of Shyamalan's most famous films, including The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and Signs. He also produced films like Jarhead and Van Helsing. Dan Wilcox, he was born in April 1941 and he died in February 2024. His age was 82 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American television writer and producer, he was best known for his work on the classic series MASH, for which he won 2 Emmy Awards. He also wrote for numerous other shows, including Alice, Newhart, and Sesame Street. Randy Sparks, he was born in July 1933 and he died in February 2024. His age was 90 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American musician, singer, and songwriter who was the founder of the influential folk music group, the New Christy Minstrels. The group helped launch the careers of several artists, including Kenny Rogers and Kim Carnes. He wrote the popular song Today. Ethelene DeBarge, she was born in October 1935 and she died in February 2024. Her age was 88 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American gospel singer and author, she was a matriarch of the DeBarge family, a musical dynasty. She was the mother of the members of the successful R&B group DeBarge. She was a devout Christian who recorded several gospel albums. Steve Miller, he was born in July 1950 and he died in February 2024. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American science fiction writer from Waterville, Maine, best known for his works set in the Liaden universe, written in collaboration with his wife Sharon Lee. Miller was an active member of science fiction fandom for many years, serving as director of information of the Baltimore Science Fiction Society for some years. Ben Lanzarone, he was born in October 1938 and he died in February 2024. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was lung cancer. An American composer, arranger, and musical director, he wrote music for many popular television shows, including Happy Days, The Love Boat, and Dynasty. He was married to the actress and singer Eileen Graff for over 45 years. Dexter Rohnweber, he was born in June 1966 and he died in February 2024. His age was 57 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American guitarist and singer who was the frontman of the influential garage rockabilly duo Flat Duo Jets. His raw and energetic style influenced many artists, including Jack White. He was a cult icon in the American underground music scene. Reuben Jackson, he was born in October 1956 and he died in February 2024. His age was 67 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a stroke. An American poet, radio host, and music critic, he served as a curator of the Smithsonian's Duke Ellington collection for over 2 decades. He was also a beloved jazz radio host, known for his program, The Sound of Surprise on Vermont Public Radio. Hidayah Broadbent, she was born in June 1984 and she died in February 2024. Her age was 39 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American HIV/AIDS activist who became a prominent public face for the disease in the 1990s. Born with HIV, she began speaking publicly at age 6. appearing on shows like Opera to destigmatize the illness. She spent her life advocating for awareness, prevention, and support. Eddie Cheaper, he was born in October 1956 and he died in February 2024. His age was 67 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A pioneering American hip-hop DJ and MC from the Bronx, he was one of the first club DJs to bring hip-hop to a wider audience outside of the parks. He was known as one of the first true MCs, rhyming over his own DJ sets. Cheaper was also a close friend of DJ Hollywood, and they frequently influenced each other's styles. Stephen M. Wise, he was born in December 1950 and he died in February 2024. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. An American legal scholar and animal rights activist. He was the founder and president of the Non-Human Rights Project. He was a leading figure in the movement to grant legal personhood and fundamental rights to non-human animals, particularly chimpanzees and elephants. Mark Pachter, he was born in May 1943 and he died in February 2024. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a heart attack. An American historian and museum administrator, he served as a director of the Smithsonian's National Portrait Gallery from 2000 to 2007. He was a prominent figure in the Washington, D.C. cultural scene, also serving as director of the National Museum of American History. Jack Biddle, he was born in February 1930 and he died in February 2024. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American politician who served in the Alabama legislature for 32 years, in the Alabama House of Representatives from 1974 to 1994 and the Alabama Senate from 1994 to 2006. Biddle was the first and only person to be elected to the Alabama state legislature as a Democratic, Republican, and Independent representative at different points in his tenure. Peter Michael Muhig, he was born in May 1961 and he died in February 2024. His age was 62 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was esophageal cancer. An American prelate of the Catholic Church who served as the Bishop of Rapid City in South Dakota from 2020 until his death in 2024. He served there in various pastoral roles for 3 decades. Michael Grunstein, he was born in August 1946 and he died in February 2024. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A Romanian-born American biochemist and professor at UCLA, he was a pioneer in the field of molecular biology and genetics. His research demonstrated that histones, proteins that package DNA, are critical regulators of gene activity in living cells. Charles D. Ferris, he was born in April 1933 and he died in February 2024. His age was 90 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American lawyer who served as a chairman of the Federal Communications Commission from 1977 to 1981. During his tenure, he championed deregulation and policies that fostered competition in telecommunication industry. He previously served as chief counsel to the Senate Democratic Policy Committee. David Bowie, he was born in May 1953 and he died in February 2024. His age was 70 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. A highly influential American chef who was a central figure in New York City's culinary scene. His flagship restaurant, Bowie, earned 4 stars from the New York Times and multiple Michelin stars. He was celebrated for his mastery of French cuisine and his focus on fresh, pure ingredients. Welcome W. Wilson Sr. He was born in March 1928 and he died in February 2024. His age was 95 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A prominent American real estate developer and civic leader based in Houston, Texas. He served for many years on the University of Houston System Board of Regents, including as chairman. He was a significant figure in Houston's business and philanthropic communities. Angela Chow, she was born in March 1973 and she died in February 2024. Her age was 50 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was drowning in a car accident. An American business executive who was a chair and CEO of Foremost Group, an international shipping company. She was a prominent figure in the global shipping industry. She was the sister of former United States Secretary of Labor and Transportation Elaine Chao and sister-in-law to Senator Mitch McConnell. Ferenc Pavliks, he was born in February 1928 and he died in February 2024. His age was 96 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A Hungarian-born American mechanical engineer, he was a chief engineer who led the development of the Lunar Roving Vehicle (LRV) for NASA's Apollo program. His innovative flexible wheel design allowed the moon buggy to traverse the lunar surface. Mary Bartlett Bunch, she was born in April 1931 and she died in February 2024. Her age was 92 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American neuroscientist and professor at the University of Miami, she was a pioneering researcher in the field of spinal cord injury and repair. Her work, often in partnership with her husband, focused on using cell transplantation to promote nerve regeneration. Chuck Mawhinney, he was born in February 1949 and he died in February 2024. His age was 74 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A United States Marine who served as a sniper during the Vietnam War, he holds the record for the most confirmed kills by a Marine Corps sniper with 103. His service remained largely unknown until a book detailed his accomplishments decades later. Lena Privet, she was born in February 1931 and she died in February 2024. Her age was 92 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American educator and civil rights activist, she was the first black faculty member at the University of Alabama's College of Commerce and Business Administration. She was a lifelong advocate for education and racial equality. Ken Plone, he was born in June 1935 and he died in February 2024. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American-born Canadian Football League quarterback, defensive back, and coach, he was a CFL icon, leading the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to 4 Grey Cup victories. He was inducted into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. Kesha Rigby, she was born in 1970 and she died in February 2024. Her age was 54 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was avalanche. An American extreme skier and a pioneer of telemark skiing, she was one of the first women to telemark ski major peaks around the world. She was killed in an avalanche while skiing in Kosovo. Don Gullett, he was born in January 1951 and he died in February 2024. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart issues. An American professional baseball pitcher who played in Major League Baseball, he was a key member of the Cincinnati Reds' Big Red Machine dynasty, winning 2 World Series with his team. He also won a World Series with the New York Yankees. Fulton Kuykendall, he was born in June 1953 and he died in February 2024. His age was 70 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from dementia. An American professional football player who was a linebacker in the NFL, he played professional football from 1975 to 1985 for the Atlanta Falcons and the San Francisco 49ers. He was known for his toughness and was nicknamed Captain Crazy by his teammates. Tom Coulters, he was born in April 1935 and he died in February 2024. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American professional baseball player who was a pitcher in Major League Baseball. He played for the Philadelphia Phillies and the Chicago White Sox. After his playing career, he served as a long-time pitching coach in the minor and major leagues. Joe Hinderlang, he was born in November 1945 and he died in February 2024. His age was 78 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American college baseball coach, he was the head coach at Penn State University for 14 seasons, leading the team to the NCAA Super Regionals in 2000. He previously coached at Lafayette College. Lefty Driesell, he was born in December 1931 and he died in February 2024. His age was 92 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A legendary American college basketball coach, he was the first coach to win 100 games at 4 different NCAA Division I schools, including Davidson, Maryland, James Madison, and Georgia State. He was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2018. Robert Reed, he was born in August 1955 and he died in February 2024. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from cancer. An American professional basketball player who played in the NBA, he spent 10 seasons with the Houston Rockets, helping them to reach the NBA Finals in 1981 and 1986. He was a versatile and durable forward, known for his defensive skills. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.